Good morning. My name is Jean. I am a knitter, and I'm doing much better than I have been for the past, 5 months. Who knows? I am mostly unpacked, having downsized from 4 bedrooms to one, and I can tell you that the majority of advice that they are posting on YouTube for over 55 to downsize and declutter is fluffy, positive. It's going to be no big deal nonsense. It's going to be hard work. You're going to have to make difficult decisions. You are going to need to be extremely self aware and honest with yourself. Do I really like it? Am I ever really going to make this thing that will turn me into the magical fairy princess that can fly? Well, no. I don't even like it that much. Why am I keeping this thing? Oh, this reminds me of a bad time in my life. Do I need to remember that? Well, no. Let's get rid of it. And that's what I did with an amazingly large pile of stuff. What you can see behind me looks like a craft area, kind of, because, well, that's what it is. I have a history of taking the living room of a space. I took the formal living room in Florida and I turned it into my craft space. So I've only got one living area here, and that's what I do to make me happy. I craft, I make things, so that's my craft space. I'm happy to say, not only am I mentally stronger, I am physically stronger. I'm pretty much over the bronchitis. I can breathe again. And I found my yarn. I unpacked it. Of course, you use material as packing material. So my fabric stash got wrapped around all kinds of breakable items, and my yarn stash got wedged in with other breakable items. Those items didn't break. Yay! But I have my yarn stash, and I picked a project. I knit a gauge swatch. I realized it's a shawl. You don't measure, you look at the fabric. And I have a fabric that I like, and I will be casting on to work on Wild Swan. I keep trying to make that thing and I keep not making it. And one of the reasons I realized I was not making the darn thing was I had picked a very, very delicate fine yarn and I can't see it. So I took that yarn, doubled it up, knit a real quick neck wrap, which I adore, by the way. It was a win. But it's not going to become Wild Swan. I'm debating if I want to bead this project. I beaded Starflake, and that worked really, really well. I'm also going to tell you something I did that I think was a very good idea. When I beaded Starflake, I put lots of knots in. And I put a knot in when I began each dangle, I would call it, and then knot, and then go to the next and put in a knot, and then make a dangle. Well, one of those threads broke, and I lost one strand, which is easily repairable because I've got knots, and it didn't go and I had a pile of beads all over the car, by the way. Car, I tell you. So when you are beading, if you are sewing on your beads, put in plenty of knots because you won't regret it. Unless, of course, you decide you hate them and you have to take everything out, in which case a pair of scissors is a good friend. The way I am currently living my life, I describe as deliberately not hustling. I am living much more deliberately I am planning. I am being specific. I am, when I take the dog out for a walk, I put on my shoes, I gather my keys, my phone, my dog walking accessories, out we go. When we come back, everything gets put away again. Nothing gets left. Oh, well, I'll just put this down here. No, every single thing that I picked up to take with me gets put back in its place. And that's the plan. When I go into the kitchen to make myself a little something to eat, I get out what I need, I prepare my snack. It goes on the good china because that's what I'm using. I put everything away, I bring my snack where I'm going to eat it, I consume my snack, I put the plate into the sink because every night, every single night before I go to bed, I make sure that every single dish that I use during the day has been washed. I'm only washing dishes once a day. It's amazing. Why am I not hustling? I gave up hustle culture. Hustle culture is, well, let me save up all of my aluminum cans, and instead of just putting them in the recycle bin, I will sell my aluminum and get 9 cents, because aluminum sometimes is really, really cheap. Or 25 cents, or $1.50, because that $1.50 is money, and money is the problem. I have better things to do than save up all of my aluminum cans to find the recycling center that will buy my used aluminum and then take. No, I got better stuff to do. I put my aluminum cans in the recycle and I just wave goodbye to them. I do not think about, I can knit this and sell it and make money. I think, I can knit this and wear it and feel good. And you know, that's actually much more healthy than hustle culture. Hustle culture tells you that you should be doing everything to think about what you can get profit out of. And sometimes there is no profit. Sometimes all you get is feeling good that you did something cool and you have something to wear that you like, that you made, that makes you happy. So, I have my pattern printed out. I have my swatch of fabric, so I know that I'm going to get a fabric that I like, and I have all the pages of my pattern sitting here ready. I've started it so many times, there are notes all over it about what I need to be aware of in the first, 15 rows. I never get much further than that because I can't see it. This stuff I can see, and I think this one's going to be a success. And I hope you have many successes in your knitting. Just relax, give up the hustle, keep knitting.